Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mansillon. I'm called to return and speak about transcendental psychology. I want to talk about telepathy today. For originally, the world of time and space, the mortal of time and space, live on planet, but they're never meant to be disconnected from their father, mother, one, from the connection, connection to their creator. It is just this planet is an experimental planet that's been in quarantine, and much genetic manipulation have been made, and most human beings are disconnected from their telepathic ability, yet it is awakening now. We are reawakening all kinds of. So the first thing to do when you want to reconnect to your telepathy is to call on your to learn to call on the creator, to call on your guides, to call on, to send messages, and to know that you will receive answers. It is good to continue to cultivate a gentle communication, dialogue with your I am presence, with your higher self, and your spirit guidance. So. And it's very easy to practice telepathy. You can utilize, for instance, there was this you can choose, for instance, to spend like 20 minutes every day to ask an Arcturian to communicate with you on telepathy, to actually practice, or an Arcturian or Pleiadian or galactic beings, but or the ascended masters and the archangel also can communicate to you through telepathy. So it is something that we need to practice and know that it works. When we communicate telepathically with another human, for instance, there is a universal translator. It means it will take form. Whatever message we send will take form in the language that is receivable by the person we're sending the message to. Most of the telepathic messages from the spirit realm does not come in words at first. It comes through feelings. But then feelings not always work. God will go through words. Sometimes it is just a simple word that comes down to our mind that can sometimes be interpreted in different ways. Sometimes it is a phrase. Sometimes I receive very complex and long messages from telepathic communication from some spirits. Not often, but sometimes they do, because they need to express that. Sometimes they come through dreams as well, because dreams is the best way to communicate complex messages that could not be integrated in an awakened state. So and when you want to, it is good to know that you can telepathically communicate it to all beings that are all beings that are open to telepathy. So it's, but not everybody is open to telepathy. So when you want to create a message, a letter to someone, for instance, to test out, to try it out, and send it to the higher self of the person. Just be sincere, and it has to come from the heart. If it's too mental, then it's like you will get stuck in the labyrinth of the mind. But you send it to the person, and the person will receive it and expect an answer. For the soul communicate on a telepathic level. When you tune into your soul frequency, you will see there is a whole kind of dialogues that are always going on, often going on. So it is important to continue to open yourself to that. Eventually, telepathy will become the primary mean of communication that we'll utilize, because it's so much faster, it is more profound, it is more, and it can unfold in holographic vision and messages. It can develop to a very high level of, and it feels really good to communicate from heart to heart. So I discussed the idea that the fusion with the I am presence at the end of that process, there was a being that achieved that fusion. His name was Joshua, Jesus, known as the Christ, is very famous. Everybody's heard of him, but he achieved this fusion, this 100% awareness, connection with his I am presence at the age of 29 years old, when he was in the Jordan River. He was baptized by his cousin John. That was the time of his fusion. But the fusion couldn't happen because he is from the central soul. He's a paradise creator son, and so he could not fuse with his I am presence. So something happened that was completely amazing. This amazing transaction happened, that his I am presence became personified and became the head of all I am presence in all our local universe. And he continued his program as a soul, as an enlightened soul. But he didn't need this passport to paradise. For us, the I am presence is the passport to paradise. And so this is, you can always communicate also, not just through the soul, but through the collective I am presence. Yet some people, I am presence, are not so active because they have refused the communication. But all those who are attuned to the will of God and the consciousness of God, when you communicate through that frequency, they will receive the message, and all is synchronized on that level. Spirit is proposing all kinds. There is all kinds of things that will be coming. They're making announcements. For me, they say that it's coming very, very soon. But then, what does that mean soon from the spirit level? I'm a bit anxious to get on work. And Spirit says I'm going to have a house, and what I wanted was, when I have my house, is to get a cat. But Spirit says that I'm going to have something better than a cat. I'm going to have 2 cats. So it's like, whoa, thank you. For those who love cats, it's kind of nice. They're a really nice presents. So we do not want to be troubled by hurdle or adversity on the past. And it's really a sign of reset that there is those old things that are coming back to the surface. And there are many messages you'll see on the internet that presents themselves as urgency. The only urgency is to feel connected internally more and more and to follow your guidance. And everything is every message that tell you if you don't read this message, you're going to go to hell, or your life is over, or you miss the portal, or you miss the opportunity. No, the only thing you need is to be peaceful and calm and connected to your heart. It's my perspective. Thank you very much for your presence, for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Not to forget to subscribe, and for your donations if you can. I have a lot of gratitude, to be honest, for this new cycle that will be opening. I feel it's really a final release that is happening right now. It's with this planet. Uranus that's coming into Gemini. It's like it's going to favor interdimensional communications, and for Uranus is the higher self of Mercury, and there is all kinds of very powerful cycle that we're entering into this month. The more ready we are, the more powerful and fast the change will, the energy download will be. And for those who are less ready, it will be more gentle, it will be more progressive. For Spirit wants everybody to be able to integrate for the highest good. So there is a purification and refinement of our energy with this is a convergence of retrograde planet on the 4th today. There is Neptune that's going retrograde. Then on the 12th is Saturn that's going retrograde, and the 18th is Mercury that's going retrograde, and on the 30th Chiron, the planet Chiron, will really seal the deal on the 30th with this retrograde motion. When a planet is retrograde, it means it's going more internally, and Chiron is very much an internal planet. It is the wounded healer that shows us our wound to heal them. So past, present, and future timelines past, present, and future are merging. There is many timelines that are converging, potential timeline. But the more we are anchored into our light, into our presence, into our heart, into our light, the more we'll be able to navigate the potential timeline. And they will maybe will once we get rid of third dimensional illusion, fourth dimensional illusion, fifth dimensional illusions, we are accessing sixth dimensional energy where we'll be able to navigate parallel timelines, which will give us idea of what we want to manifest. There's so much that is that for those who are ready, there is this acceleration of accessing more and more six-dimensional, integrating our immortality. The sixth dimension is about integrating our immortality. It is about spirit harmonics, to find the harmonics within life. It's a new color, new sound that is integrated within our reality. But a lot of people are leaving collective destructive timeline to enter into more harmonious timelines. Then on the 22nd of this month, the sun is going to enter into Leo, the fire portal of Leo, and then the new moon in Leo on the 24th, and we really activate this fire portal. It will be during the peak of this retrograde transits. So a lot of quantum creativity. It's like a big storm of energy, and Pluto, the planet of death and transformation, will be opposing the sun on the 25th. So it's a tunnel of birth and of death and rebirth. So trust your divine guidance, your inner light, more than anyone else's opinion. And it's good to, when you need, you can always ask. It's always good to have wise friends that can reflect you, or experts or whatever. But trust your inner intuition more than anything else, and it's very important to discern and discern between the ego mind, the voice of the ego mind, the fearful, the separated, the separation, the fear, the past, the traumas, to let go of all that, to move into the soul frequency, the higher guidance, the higher mind. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wanted to come and say hello. I'm going to pull a card to see what the card of the day may be. And it's to become the observer, divine neutrality, to be contemplative, to allow, when you look at the world of politics and all that, it's like I used to support certain people because I believe they were in the light, but now it's so much chaos, and just contemplate and see what's going on. I cannot take side, or I can just support what I know is true and feel good with moving the show in the right direction. So it's there is a lot of things that are there is a big storm of energy that's going on. So just stay centered and focus in that way. Well, my friends, I'm finished with a little song. It's a little song that went through my mind this morning and pulled out a few cards. It's a song called "All My Loving" from the Beatles. It goes like this. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll write home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. I'll pretend that I'm kissing the lips I am missing, and I hope that my dreams will come true. And then while I'm away, I'll write home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll write home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving, all my loving I will send to you. That's a little song. Well, I'm going to put a few more cards. Must be some sporting event right outside the window. They're very, a lot of joy, and they seem to be very happy. That's always good. We're going to need to return to a very social, implicated social life rather than digital life. I've been spending too much time online and not enough time playing around. So the card of the day is friendship. Very important. Friendship, Epicure used to think, is the most valuable value in human experience is friendship. So it's good to continue to cultivate, welcome new friends, maybe reconnect to old friends. The higher wisdom is resting. It's very important to integrate, to rest, to not be too overactive. What needs to be understood is reparation. There is all this phase of reparation for me in my life. As soon as I find my point of freedom, I'm going to have a few weeks, maybe a few months to repair all of those aspects of my life. I'm really eager to get there so I can find this other point of freedom where it's going to be pure creativity and getting on with my project. So reparation, understand what needs to be balanced out, what needs to be repaired. What we need to do is compassion, to have compassion for ourselves first, and then also to have compassion for others, to look at life through the eyes of the compassionate. The money and the resources will go back to the end of the compassionate. It's very important to have compassion, to utilize our hands for healing. Compassion is very, very important. The more compassion we'll have, the more lucid and the more courageous we'll become as well. It's about learning to love, loving ourselves and loving life. And the outcome will be the dreams that the dreams have no choice but to come true. We all came in with a dream. Sometimes society just cut it short, but we're here to realize this dream. If it wasn't possible, we couldn't dream it. So it is possible. We just need to continue to stay focalized on the outcome, the final outcome. They're very happy they won. So we won. Thank you very much. Wish you a wonderful day. Namaste.